What's up, everybody? Merry Christmas and welcome back to the Veteran and a Rookie podcast. Did you spill, Rookie?
I spilled my frosty root beer, guys.
I did not spill my brownie caramel cream root beer.
We're so festive, aren't we? Merry Christmas, guys.
Indeed.
In store for a jolly good week of football.
Gay, I dare say.
Gay and happy. Bit fruity, perhaps.
The fruitiest week of football of the year, they say.
Gayest, even. Yeah. Well, before we get to that, we got to talk about last week. What are your thoughts on this week?
I think that you had a bad choice for lowest scoring game of the week. You took Raiders Chargers.
I did have a bad choice.
So that was kind of a little bit of a rough way for you to open up the week. So basically, I could do whatever I want in that category. And I took a game that had 43 total points with the Colts and the Steelers on Saturday afternoon. So thank you, Indianapolis, for giving me my likely only point this week. I say that because game of the week were both just, I took Ravens-Jags. I mean, you straight up fell asleep for the second half of that game. You took Bills-Cowboys, which was not close at all, and James Cook is him.
So I think that's better game of the week.
I honestly was thinking, I would rather watch Bills-Cowboys than Ravens-Jags.
And me too. And that's why I did not watch most of Ravens-Jags.
Well, you watched all 0 plays of Cowboys-Bills when it was on.
Like, if it was on primetime, I wouldn't have fallen asleep.
True.
And it was awesome to see the Cowboys. Cowboys are not them boys.
Mm-hmm.
I like this cycle. Always continues.
Yep. I mean, they almost had me bought in. We were talking about it last week. I was like, if there's ever a year in the 21st century for Dallas, and nope.
I mean, imagine being a Dallas fan. Like, first of all,
I mean,
I hate you.
You started off as a Cowboys fan. I had to talk you off the ledge.
I changed my ways. I was then a Packers fan, and then I've been jumping around. Don't know where I'm at right now, but I am a Bills fan.
Yeah, we did say we would follow up about your Fairweather fandom on this episode. We did not.
Like, imagine being a Cowboys fan, just seeing them be good and seeing them have like an incredible defense and an explosive offense, and then just bombing. And then it's like, I mean, no wonder there's all those memes about Cowboys fans like crying and like being like, because like, how many Super Bowls have they been to in the 21st century?
A grand total of 0. Not even any conference championships.
Big time 0, and that is upsetting to say the least.
I'm sure it is.
Not being a fan of the Cowboys anymore, I think it's quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
But like, even you were almost bought in. You hate the Cowboys,
right? I was like, they look really good.
Insane how they're gonna bomb the rest of these easy games, and then
well, they got the Dolphins coming up. So it's a big time fraud off right there. Yeah. Teams that can't beat winning teams, but the Cowboys have done it more. So
yeah, I still think that have the Dolphins beat a winning team?
I don't think they have. Because
the Cowboys did.
They beat the Eagles. They beat the Seahawks when they were 6-5.
Yeah, look at them go.
So, and the Seahawks, I mean, talk about those Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football against those Eagles. We almost went to that game, and then we didn't because you were like, I can't take more time off. I already took 3 years off this year. And so then we didn't go, and dang it. I wanted to see the Drew Lock legacy game in person.
I don't know why I always think of Drew Lock as like an old-timer who's like in his 30s.
No, he's like 24.
I know. He's like a second-year quarterback, isn't he?
No, he was drafted in 2019. He was the Broncos quarterback for a few years. They were like, this is our guy. And then it became evident he was not their guy.
Dude, he's him, though. He balled out.
On that one drive. He's definitely one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league.
Honestly, yeah. He smoked him. Jalen Hurts is donkey.
Mm-hmm. Those 2 interceptions. I mean, the first one was just a bad play call. Just bad all around. That second interception to seal the game was insane.
I saw a video about it not too long ago, like earlier today. It was like talking about the guy who made the interception, and he was on the Giants last year, and he played the Eagles, and he gave up a touchdown. Same side, same play, or similar play, and he went for it and he missed, and then he gave a touchdown to Devontae Smith, and then he picked it off and toe dragged it. It was insane.
This year he got him. Yeah, that was an insane toe drag.
All the people on the show that he went on to like talk, he was like, all of you could coach the Eagles. It's not hard. And then he picked them off and beat them.
We didn't take that for any category. It was just a crazy game, and we both actually picked the Eagles for that game, and it was kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks won. I know that the Eagles haven't beat them in 15 years or whatever, but I mean, they're a lot better than the Seahawks are this season. So history won't continue to repeat itself, right? They're all different players and whatnot. Nope, doesn't matter. Well, sorry about that. John's mic went out for a little bit because his computer has some kind of sickness, some illness that has befallen it, and it really hates him.
Jalen Hurts had some sickness, some illness.
He did, and he played like it.
And he did not dap up Drew Luck at the end
did he
of the
not?
game. Yeah.
He pulled a Tom Brady on Nick Foles in the Super Bowl.
Did Tom Brady not dap up Nick Foles?
In the Super Bowl, correct.
Did he lose to him?
He did.
Tom Brady's a terrible quarterback.
True. So you got that point for Game of the Week, circling back to that, then going your way. Blowout of the week. I took Niners over Cardinals. I think it was 45-29.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite a scoregami, but still,
Beat him by 16. That's
a
pretty
good victory there for the Niners, but it was not 30 points, which the Dolphins beat the Jets by. Zach Wilson, one-game wonder, which, I mean, checks out. But, yeah.
Zach Wilson doo-doo. That's insane they scored 0 points.
That's the only time they've even been shut out this year, and they started Tim Boyle for a game.
That's kind of crazy.
Zach Wilson, I think he was in concussion protocol for halftime and then never came back. And Trevor Siemian played the rest of that game. Didn't really matter. Jets officially eliminated from the playoffs now as well, so that ensures that we will not be seeing any more Aaron Rodgers this season because he has definitely no reason to play now.
Yeah, that'd be funny if he came in and like balled out though. That would be pretty funny, and then just missed the playoffs like he did last year.
Did you see the thing? He was supposed to be like cleared to play this week or whatever, and then they got eliminated, and then he went on Pat McAfee and was like, "Actually, I'm not going to be healthy for 3 more weeks." It's like crazy how that changed as soon as he got eliminated.
Yes. Oh, not healthy. Oh no.
Insane stuff. So yeah, victory by 30 right there for you. For blowout of the week.
Jets defense gave up. They're tired of having to carry that team.
Understandable. I would too.
I'd be done. You're
making all these great plays out here, and your offense does absolutely nothing with it. That's frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Upset of the week, I took the Broncos over the Lions because Lions defense bad until it's not, and then Jared Goff with his second 5-touchdown game of his career. 3 of them the rookie tight end Sam Laporta, both of whom were benched by one of the players in our fantasy league who deserved to lose in the playoffs, and he did.
Yeah, he lost because of that. He would have won by 15 if he had started both of them.
Big time unfortunate for him.
Big time. You're terrible at fantasy, Taylor.
So my upset of the week there did not hit, and yours did. You took Bucks over Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Baker Mayfield becomes the first visiting quarterback in Lambeau Field to ever have a perfect passer rating.
And I called it, too. I told you.
You said Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback ever.
Baker Mayfield will have a perfect passer rating in Lambeau Field.
You didn't quite say that, but you did say he's the best quarterback ever.
Run the tape.
I ran the tape earlier. So, but I mean, Peyton Manning's visited there. Tom Brady, like all the greats have played in Lambeau. So Patrick Mahomes was there a couple weeks ago. No one's ever done that besides Baker Mayfield.
Now, Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback in Lambeau Field visiting.
In Lambeau Field history.
Visiting.
Oh.
Because, I feel like Rodgers definitely had a perfect game at home.
He did. He had a few.
Yeah, so he's the best quarterback to ever visit Lambeau Field.
Yep. In a single
that crazy?
Performance. That is insane. Baker Mayfield.
I called it.
You know what? If the Bucks are going to win, at least just go win this division. So
exactly, I'm saying
that, please, because the Packers aren't making the playoffs anyway. So
not making it, but you know who might?
Who?
Bills. We already kind of talked about them, but I'm super pumped.
I said if they beat the Chiefs a couple weeks ago,
and they did,
I think they would go on a run and make the playoffs. And if you want to go back to about July when we did our predictions,
you were like they're going to be 9-8 and make the playoffs.
I was like the Bills. They're going to start off hot, then they're going to go into a slump in like November, and then they're going to get hot. They're going to get the 7 seed. And they're going to go win the Super Bowl. So they still have to do the second half of that.
Let's hope. But you're right.
They did the thing where they were bad for a long time, and now they're getting hot the last couple of weeks. And we'll get to it when we preview these next week games, but the poor Chargers.
Oh, man.
I mean, the Raiders just put up 60 on them, and now they got to play the Bills in prime time, and they probably won't put up 60, but it might be – I mean, the Bills might have to wear black for the Chargers' funeral.
Dude, blackout Bills uniforms would be awesome.
I mean, you got the Josh Allen jersey for it.
That'd be so sick.
You got to wear that on an episode sometime.
I will. I'll bring it. You guys wait.
You guys are in for a treat.
You guys are in for a treat. If there's a Super Bowl and the Bills are part of it,
If there's a Super Bowl.
If there is a Super Bowl this year, if it happens and the Bills are a part of it, if the Bills aren't a part of it, it's not a Super Bowl. It's not even. It's like.
But you'll wear the jersey anyway.
I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I'll wear my jersey for the Super Bowl episode.
And then fantasy player of the week. It was a close one. I mean, you took Jalen Hurts, who had a bad game, didn't even throw for a touchdown, and he had 23.92 points.
It's insane.
To Cooper Kupp's 21.1.
Let's go.
So, yeah, you almost had like a clean sweep of me.
That's awesome.
Over this I would not use that word for that. For me at least.
I like that word.
So with the draft points,
I got 4-1. We did.
Mm-hmm. So draft points for you now. I got to update this since we called you having the best game of the week as well. You're up 32-25.
Let's go.
With 3 weeks to go. So this is gonna be. I'm gonna have to come back.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
I please.
Yeah, you gotta have like 2 perfect weeks, and I gotta bum out.
Now you have to make bad picks, and so it comes down to the last week. That way we keep the listeners engaged.
But if I make good picks, I'm gonna be locked.
No,
oh, I'll be so good.
Yeah, I beat you in the draft last year, so
just barely.
You beat me in the pick'ems last year though, but it's currently not going that way for you. Although you did go 11-5 to my 10-6, beating me for the first time in over a month in pick'ems. So congratulations.
11-5. That's what I needed. That's what we said I needed to keep going.
You need 13-3.
Okay, that's.
You need like 13-3 weeks and like a 12-4 to be like at 99 or something. So your total record now, with 3 weeks to go, 134-90.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm 138-86, so I got a 4-game lead on you there.
That's pretty easy to make. That's a whole lot easier to make up than the pick'ems or than the
draft.
The draft.
But I'm focused on your 100 games. I mean that'd be mad impressive if you can keep that under 100.
I think I'm gonna go over what I did last year.
Yeah, I don't remember what you did last year, but I
did 103 or 101 or something.
It was something like that. Yeah,
it was too much. It was too much.
Definitely over 100.
This has been a wacky year of football, though. It's been odd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Panthers won.
Yeah, the Panthers won a game because the Falcons are just terrible.
They gave them like every opportunity they could give them to have a ball, and they still didn't score a touchdown.
Bijan Robinson, 7 carries for 11 yards.
Yeah,
good stuff there. Desmond Ridder with like the worst interception, maybe the second worst interception. Did you see the one the Vikings had?
No.
Where the quarterback, Nick Mullins, was getting sacked. So he kind of just threw it into the lap of the defender who was sacking him.
That's crazy.
And then they were like interviewing him after the game or whatever. He's like, yeah, I couldn't believe he did that. Like, he just gave it to me.
That's crazy, Nick Mullins. You're a crazy man.
And then, Bryce Young was fine. He completed 75% of his passes, 167 yards, no touchdowns, no picks.
I feel bad for him. He has no weapons, and he's on a terrible team with a terrible coach.
Right. You put anyone there, and they're probably going to be big-time struggling. So hopefully things can get turned around for Bryce Young in the offseason. They can get him a good coach that can develop him and get some, solid talent around him that isn't a 33-year-old Adam Thielen.
That would be good. But they beat the Falcons, so if they hadn't beat the Falcons like they were supposed to, I'd be a lot closer to my game that I'd be getting below 100 on my pick'ems.
Yeah, they messed that up for you both times they won.
What a bunch of jerks.
We touched on this briefly, but yeah, our second 60-plus game this year, 63-21 over the Chargers.
It's insane.
Brandon Staley fired. I mean, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah, he got fired after the game, obviously.
Yeah, no one cares. He deserved it. He had it coming for a long time.
With Herbert out for the rest of the season now, it's like, Chargers aren't going to win.
Yeah, tank the season.
Which is honestly probably good for them because you get a higher draft pick. You can go out and, I don't know, get some good talent, either just around Herbert with or to help your terrible defense, and then go out hire, I don't know, Ben Johnson or someone like that. And
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, I don't think he'd go there, though.
He probably won't go to
Bill Belichick wants good ownership, and the Chargers are very far from that.
True.
Speaking of Bill Belichick, him and the Patriots lost to the Chiefs this week, 27-17.
Mm-hmm.
That was the game that happened. Oh, we got to touch on Texans Titans or Texans Oilers almost.
Ooh,
Tennessee,
yeah.
they were rocking the baby blues, which we love.
It's so nice looking. It's the best uniform in the NFL.
But they did it against the team from Houston.
That's awesome.
Mad disrespectful.
Mad disrespectful. And then
So they had this loss.
to 'em.
They had this loss coming. Like
Yeah,
Houston was like, wait, no.
Come on now.
At least like the uniforms, like they don't belong to the Houston Texans, but it's like the people of Houston are like, what the frick? Like
I was
Come on,
confused
man.
watching it. I was like,
Houston v. Houston.
I was I wasn't even alive when the Oilers were like a thing.
And you were still confused.
And I was looking at it, I was like, yeah. Wait, no, that's the wrong team. Because I was like, get out there, Hopkins, get some catches. Which he had 3 points, by the way. He was projected 9 and sometimes a ball out for 30.
It wasn't like the last time that they wore the Oilers uniforms.
Unfortunately, I always love to see them be slinging that ball in the Oilers uniforms. It is very pretty uniforms.
Closest game we've gotten to a tie this season. It was like a 50-some yard field goal with 2 seconds left to go in overtime for the Texans. So thank you, Houston, the Texans, that is, for saving us from a tie this season. 'Cause we
No
didn't need
ties
that.
yet.
I hope it stays that way.
That's interesting. We had 3 last year, 2?
I don't remember.
More than we should have. Ties are the worst.
We had another exciting game as Joe Flacco stays elite for the Cleveland Browns. And, you know, the Bears, they got close with a Hail Mary at the end, but Darnell Mooney was like, nope, I don't want to win.
Yeah, just give it to the defense. He didn't really want that ball for himself. So he's like...
He was in the giving spirit. He was being festive.
He's in the...
Fruity.
like all those memes with like somebody saying something racist or something like that. It's just the wreath around it, and it's just an AI voice with the Merry Christmas.
Everybody has something to give to society, especially Santa Claus and Rudolph.
Yeah, Kanye said that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Bears receivers were like, here's the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Merry Christmas.
Joe Flacco staying great, though. I mean, I think he had, 3 interceptions in this game? Yeah. But his 2 touchdowns were really nice. Like, he's playing good football, even with the turnovers he had in this week. So.
Yeah, 3 picks, 2 tutties, 374 yards.
Joe Flacco, Browns Super Bowl. I'm still on board on this.
I think that would be sick.
I'd love to see it.
They are 9-5. I mean...
They're above everyone else in this wild card race in the AFC, which is...
They're going to be the 5 seed.
Yeah, they got a good chance of being the 5 seed. I mean, if you look at all the wild card teams right now, too, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, all backup quarterbacks, which is crazy. But you got the Bengals, Colts, Texans, Bills, all at 8-6.
Yeah, I don't think they're catching them.
And so Browns at 9-5. I mean, and they keep winning these games they aren't supposed to.
Browns are playing the Texans, then the Jets.
That could be a win. Ooh, that should
then
be
the
a win.
Bengals.
Ooh, it's not the easiest.
It's not the easiest, but they could go. They could win all those games.
Mm-hmm.
We're big time Browns
11-6, Cleveland Browns.
We're big time
Maybe
Browns
they drop
fans
one
now.
of those. Yeah, let's go, Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco, indeed. Get her done, champ.
Let's see. Anything else from this past week? We don't need to talk about the Commanders.
Yeah, let's not talk about the Commanders. Yeah, Giants remaining terrible.
Yeah, we were talking about maybe them upsetting the Saints, and it just straight up didn't happen.
We were talking about that for sure, but and then it happened in real life, and it just wasn't what we were talking about.
Unfortunately.
And that's okay. The Giants are bad, and they can stay bad.
All right, going on to the draft now for
Golly.
week 16. And I have the first overall pick this week.
What? Bullcrap.
Yep, I have it every week. Give me for game of the week, the last game of the week, on Christmas night, Ravens, 49ers. Heck, potential Super Bowl preview. I mean, these are the top 2 seeds in each conference right now. This should be a good one. I just can't have Lamar crap the bed because I have him in fantasy for the playoffs this week.
That sucks because
And
you're
it's
going
against
against
the
the
49ers.
Niners defense.
It's either that or I start CJ Stroud against the Browns defense.
Even worse, he's been doo-doo for a couple weeks.
And, well, no, not really. He's just been out.
Oh.
Case Keenum was the quarterback with the Texans who won this past week. But,
Against the Texans.
or against Houston.
Houston, yeah.
But yeah, 49ers have a good defense. I mean, it kind of reminds me of when these teams played 4 years ago when they were both the top seeds actually, in their respective conferences. It came down to the wire. I think the Ravens ended up winning that one 20-17 in the rain, but it was the 49ers who were in the Super Bowl that season. Neither of those teams won the Super Bowl, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Who won the Super Bowl?
That was Mahomes' first Super Bowl.
Oh, gosh dang it.
So hopefully Mahomes doesn't win it this year, and maybe one of these teams do it, and maybe we get a rematch of Super Bowl 47 as I look at the board behind me. So, yeah, Ravens, 49ers, I take that for Game of the Week and Super Bowl preview. What are you taking?
I'm going to take Cowboys Dolphins because
As you should.
I mean, both these teams have an affinity is the word I was looking for.
Ooh, big word.
And yeah, I think I know what it means, but I think they have one of those for losing to teams over 500. Both these teams are well over 500, so I think that they'll both either try really hard to lose this game, or it's going to be like shots. It's going to be bang, 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 back and forth.
48-45.
48-50.
Whoa.
55. 58. 48-58.
Whoa, who's winning?
We'll get to that later.
Ooh.
Yeah, a little teaser there for you guys.
Or they tie.
Or they tie.
Yeah. Like 10-10.
Oh, man. If they tie it like 50-50, that's still a game of the week. Don't even.
That would be insane.
That'd be awesome. I'd love that. And now we go to
Scoregami.
That would be scoregami. I'm going to go to player of the week, fantasy type style. Actually, no, I'm going to go blowout. Let's go Bills over Chargers. Big time
man, I was going to take that one, yeah.
You know what, though? I was going to take either Cook or Allen for fantasy player of the week.
Yeah, I had Allen for fantasy player of the week on my board. I also had this for blowout of the week.
I don't think Cook goes up again and does it.
I really hope he does because he is on my fantasy team.
I don't think he does the same thing he does. I think that's the best performance from a running back we've seen all year.
Yeah, he went off.
He went absolutely off. And he
over
caught
200 total yards from scrimmage. Yeah, he caught a touchdown. Ran
like
for a
he
touchdown.
caught it like a receiver. He caught it with just his hands, like at his feet, like only hands, no body. He had to make a good cut to get out there, and it was towards the end zone, and it was like coming out of bounds. It was a really good catch, looking like a wide receiver out there, and also running the ball like a madman. But I could see Josh Allen balling out this game too, and I hope both of them do actually. And it's like another 53 or 63 to maybe 3. Let's give him 3 points.
Give him a field goal.
Yeah, the fired coach principle does not work.
I don't think it applies with the Chargers here.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope
that'd be crazy. I mean, if Herbert was playing, I could see it, but
he ain't.
He's not playing.
No.
He also doesn't play defense.
Sure does not. And even when he's on offense.
Not sure if anyone on the Chargers plays defense.
Yeah, I mean, point. Joey Bosa has been out for
he's not there.
6 years.
Khalil Mack is technically, I think, leading the league in sacks.
Khalil Mack is technically a football player on the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I think he still is on that status.
Still on the Chargers.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm going to go to my second pick here, which I don't feel
Chiefs over Raiders.
Not quite. I'm going to go Eagles over Giants.
Oh.
But yeah, you can go with either of those teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, but they're both worse this year.
That's true. They're both kind of bad.
And the Raiders did just put up 60-some points, 63 points, after being shut out the week before. So, I mean, who knows what you're getting with Las Vegas?
I don't know. It's a divisional matchup, so
it's
always a bit interesting to see those.
Same with this Eagles-Giants matchup. Does Tommy DeVito have any more magic left in him? Against that Eagles defense, he might. Their defense just isn't good this year.
They pooped the bed. They pooped.
Mm-hmm. Especially James Bradbury. Did you see the video where every completion on that final drive for the Seahawks, James Bradbury was the one in coverage? He gave up all 92 yards.
That's insanity. What a MVP right
Drew
there.
Lock was just looking for him and was like, there, I'll throw it there.
LVP for sure.
Straight up. Yeah, Eagles, what are you doing? Come back to us. Or maybe don't. I mean, Cowboys are on top of the division now after getting blown out. They're still on top of the division. Because the Eagles lost. But if the Eagles win out, they will win the division.
Yeah.
Because they got 2 more divisional games left to play. But we shall see what the Eagles' future has in store.
Any other words about your next pick?
Oh, my next pick that I'm going to go to, give me the lowest scoring game of the week. I'm going to go Christmas Eve, Broncos, Patriots.
Oh, that's a good one. Both solid defenses. Some might even say really good defense on occasion, but sometimes they're hot garbage.
But luckily for them,
They're
the
playing hot
offenses aren't great. Broncos have been fine the last couple weeks. They're not a train wreck like they were a year ago. But nothing special either.
I hope Russell Wilson blows them out. That'd be sick.
I hope not, because I just took this for lowest scoring.
No,
game of the
but
week.
I'm thinking if he blows them out,
Is it because you have him in fantasy?
I didn't even think about that. but if he blows them out, I think that'd be sick.
You know, I'm not going to be upset about the Patriots getting destroyed. I really like looking at the standings and seeing the Patriots are in last place in the AFC by 2 games. It's like I used to pray for days like these, and here we are. I'm loving it.
Yeah, I like watching the little thing on my mic. I like making it go smooth. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure the listeners' ears appreciate that.
That one was pretty smooth until the end there. I'm going to go with Cardinals Bears. Yeah, I'm saying it. I'm going to go with them for my lowest scoring game of the week. They, I don't know. They're just both pretty dreadful teams, and it's kind of abysmal to watch them. It's more big words from me. But it's just not a fun time to watch them. I could see this game being like 14-21, or I could see it being 3-10 or 3-6.
Justin Fields wasn't terrible last week. I mean, he had some good throws that were just dropped outside of even just like that Hail Mary, like some throws on the move where you just put it on the money and his guys were like, I'm not catching this actually.
Just kidding.
And so I think Justin Fields would be better on another team that had more help or just wasn't the Bears.
Or
But
the Chargers. Don't go to the Chargers.
I don't think he's playing good enough to have the Bears not take a quarterback first overall in the draft.
Yeah. That's mad unfortunate.
You don't pass on somebody so you can stick with Justin Fields.
I hope he goes somewhere good and does well.
I could see that happening.
Goes to the Falcons or the Colts or the Patriots even.
Maybe not there. I don't think anyone can be good for the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, they did have a guy for a long time that was pretty good.
Yeah, but he used it all up.
He used it all up. It is my turn again. Sure is.
You can go Fantasy Player of the Week for real this time.
For real.
Or you could go Upset of the Week.
That's also a for real thing that I could do. You know what? I'm going with upset. I'm taking my Bucks over the Jags.
Are they favorites?
The Jags? They should be.
Is it? Yeah, it's in Jacksonville.
8-6,
No,
7-7.
Buccaneers are favorites.
What the frick? What?
Have you seen the Jaguars are on a 3-game losing streak?
Yeah, but they have a game on the Bucks and they're at home.
No, it's in Tampa.
Oh, okay. Gosh dang it. Oh man, I don't even know where to go then. I have no idea. I'll just go Fantasy Player of the Week and sort this out later.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Mahomes for Fantasy Player of the Week.
Really?
No. I'm gonna go Amon-Ra St. Brown for Fantasy Player of the Week.
Dang it, I had him on my list.
I know you did. You got real excited when I said Holmes.
How'd you know I was going to go the Brown? He is good on your fantasy team, though. That's what I do when I look for Fantasy Player of the Week. I just go to your team because you have a lot of good players.
Yeah, and I've still finished 8-7.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how I finished better than you.
I'm pretty terrible at the game.
Somehow, yeah. I mean, at least you didn't bench like the high-scoring quarterback and tight end in the same week of a playoff game.
That would be crazy if I did something like that. I would have probably missed the rest of the playoffs.
Probably. Who are the Lions playing this week?
The Vikings, but it doesn't matter because my boy's going to ball out regardless.
Yeah, Vikings have a bad defense. Both teams don't really have great defenses. But that means you also take Justin Jefferson off the board. Not that would really matter because he's been hurt like all season anyway.
And he's been dookie the one time he did play.
He came back 2 plays, got his record, and it was like, I'm going to go to the hospital.
Yeah, he said that.
This would be a much more fun game if the Vikings had a quarterback. I could see them end up maybe squeaking out a win here because the Lions are a little bit fraudulent. But
squeaky. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as fun as it could have been if, Kirk Cousins was out there slinging that rock.
I love Kirk Cousins. He should be the MVP this year.
Honestly.
Even though he got hurt, he should still be the MVP. He was leading the league by so much. He'd have like 6,000 yards right now. I guarantee it.
Straight up. That's what he's projected to get.
Like 72 touchdowns, like maybe 5 picks.
No, I thought you're going to go off like your Retro Bowl stats.
Oh, my goodness. My
Like
retro
50 interceptions.
No, dude. I had a year where I did like 14,000 yards, 160-some touchdowns, and
60
and like
interceptions.
90 picks. I went crazy with that. I threw to absolutely everybody.
You were very inclusive.
Linemen, linebackers, safeties, sometimes my receivers, my quarterback, even threw to himself sometimes.
Crazy.
Like he fumbled it and then picked it back up. You know what I mean? Anyway, it's your turn to pick.
I'm going to go to old reliable, a receiver on my own team who just eclipsed 1,000 yards for the 10th straight season.
Let's go.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is the GOAT.
Straight up. I mean, he's going to pass Jerry Rice here in a couple years for consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and he's insanely consistent and really good at football.
He's consistently really good.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been the best, but he's like
Right, like he doesn't have a first-team All-Pro or whatever. That's kind of the stuff that's could maybe end up holding him back from the Hall of Fame, or at least being like a first-ballot Hall of Famer. But I think even if he never is the best receiver in one season, like he's been top 5 for like 10 years. So
yeah, I think at least top 10.
Mhm.
Sometimes there's like a whole bunch of really good receivers.
Yeah,
like,
so
like right now,
top 5 might be a little strong.
We have Hill, Diggs.
That's it.
Yeah, but like other ones too, and
Jefferson, Chase, yeah.
Jefferson, Chase, Cup,
AJ Brown.
Some other people
Among
too.
Us, St. Brown.
I don't think Among Us is better than
No.
Mike Evans, but like he is up there for sure. He's in the top 10, I think, every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's a baller. You got upset this week. Starting with you for upset.
Oh man. I'm gonna go Titans over Seahawks.
Oh, thank goodness.
Seahawks going to Tennessee, and they're 2.5-point favorites. Titans haven't lost at home until they did last week, but maybe they'll get back to winning these home games. What I needed is them to wear the Oilers jerseys this week with the Seahawks wearing their throwbacks.
Oh, that'd be sick.
That would have been insane. I would have loved it. This would have been game of the week.
Just because of
based
that.
on the uniforms
like
alone.
We would have chose that game regardless for game of the week. Who's favored? Texans Browns.
I
think it's
believe
Browns.
I believe Cleveland is, because we don't know who the quarterback of the Texans is going to be this week.
We don't, but it could be CJ Stroud.
You want to risk it?
I do want to risk
or will it be maybe Case Keenum going against his old team?
Don't love that as much.
Well, he was on the Manning cast on Monday Night Football, and he said that he has a deal with Myles Garrett where he said, I'll give you 2 sacks in the first quarter, and then you don't sack me the rest of the game. So maybe if Case Keenum plays, we'll see if Myles Garrett can hold up his end of the bargain there.
2 sacks in the first quarter and then 4 each quarter after. It's just, that's crazy. Yeah, I think I will take Texans over Browns there. I kind of hope the Browns win, but I could see this going the other way. And I don't really want to take Jags over my Buccaneers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not too confident about the Jets
Plus you can't.
or the Rams or the Steelers or the Bengals or the Falcons or Colts or anything like that. I don't really have a big, strong feeling about any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will take Panthers over Packers. No, I won't do that.
Please no.
That would be crazy if they won like 2 weeks in a row.
That would be crazy.
And the Packers lost again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with the way the Packers are playing defense right now, Bryce Young might, become Rookie of the Year. MVP
in one game.
After playing one game against this Packers defense.
700 yards passing.
Becomes the second quarterback to have a perfect passer rate.
2 weeks in a row.
Actually, it's in Carolina, so we at least can't have that happen. You want to go to the Packers game on Christmas Eve for 45 cents?
No, we'll talk about this after. But
I'm gonna be traveling anyway.
Traveling to Carolina. Yeah, good stuff.
That's the draft picks.
That's the draft picks. Yeah. Saints Rams starting us off hot and steamy.
Thursday night football. This is big actually in the NFC playoff race and whatnot, of course, the Rams I believe they're currently slated for a wild card spot, and I think they could actually do a little bit of damage in the NFC. Saints fighting for that division. I'm going to go Rams, though.
Yeah, Rams take that. They have a gunslinger back there, honestly.
Stafford's playing really good.
Yeah, and they've started to run better, and that's been able to help him do more play action and just be able to get kind of the strain off of him and then be able to throw the ball
to his two great receivers.
To his two gas white receivers. Get it done, Rams. Get it done. Bengals, Steelers.
Steelers took this one earlier this season, but I think Jake Browning's really found his footing. He looks, he's just Joe Burrow with the 9 upside down. Give me the Bengals.
That was a really good joke. I believe that was very funny. I'm going to take Bengals as well.
I'm being dead serious.
Bills, Chargers.
Jake Browning's a Hall of Famer. Give me Buffalo in blowout fashion.
Oh, yeah, big-time blowout. Commies, Jets.
Man.
Yeah, I think it's one of those I'm not watching that games.
I'm going to go with the Jets.
Wow, really?
I'm picking the Jets this week because the Commies have a terrible defense, and I think maybe we see another Zach Wilson masterclass.
Really? That is an interesting pick, especially since the Jets let up 30 points and then also scored 0 last week.
True.
And the Commies, correct me if I'm wrong, but they scored more than 0.
And they're on a 5-game losing streak.
Yeah, but they scored 20 points. So, I mean, I think that's more than 0. I'll take Commies.
All right.
Vikings, Lions. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I almost took that for this one for upset of the week, but I just can't get behind this Vikings team.
Nope.
With their quarterback play, so give me Detroit.
They're exceedingly fraudulent last year, and it came to play this year and where they lost all those one-point games. Or one-score games, excuse me. And then they lost their first ballot Hall of Famer quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And now
MVP.
And now they're just treading water, and it's not good. So
yeah,
bad team. Browns, Texans.
I'll go Cleveland. I'm sticking with the elite Joe Flacco.
Elite Joe Flacco drops this game to the Texans and the rookie.
Rough
Indeed. Panthers, Packers.
I'm going to go Green Bay in a bounce-back game, but they're not going to make the playoffs.
Bouncing back against the Panthers. Can you really call that it's like
bouncing back against the Bucs.
Bye week part 2.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Titans.
Are you going Green Bay?
I am going Green Bay,
okay.
yes.
Seahawks, Titans. Give me the Titans in the upset of the week.
Whoa. I'm going Seahawks. Colts, Falcons.
I'm gonna go Indy. I mean, Falcons just lost to the Panthers, and Indianapolis, they kind of look like they're real.
Yeah, they're at least
more real.
They're in the hunt for a playoff spot.
Yep.
Who would have thought?
Especially after Richardson got hurt. Kind of looked like this season was down the drain, but no.
Yeah, good for them. I think I'll take the Colts as well. Jags, Bucks. I'm going to take Bucks. Jags on that 3-game losing streak cannot seem to play well. Bucks just had a perfect passing game against one of the most elite defenses in the league.
Yep, Baker Mayfield on a 3-game winning streak. Now Jags on that 3-game losing streak, like you said.
Could switch up.
They could switch up, but give me Tampa Bay, especially because Trevor Lawrence has just been so meh.
Indeed. He has almost exactly the same stats as Danny Dimes over the last 3 years.
And he was supposed to be like the next Peyton Manning. Like, he was so hyped up. And, like, he's not bad, but he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's, like, maybe top 10. You'd slide him in there at, like, 9.
He's definitely got better this year earlier, but he's kind of been meh this later half of the year.
He's good, not great. He was supposed to be great.
Yeah, Cowboys.
He still has plenty of time.
Speaking about good, not great, Cowboys, Dolphins.
I'm going to go Miami. Cowboys are a bad team on the road, or not necessarily bad, I guess, but they're definitely way better when they're at home. This game's in Miami, so give me the Dolphins. Give me their first win over a team with a winning record this season.
Yeah, that one's tricky because, like we talked about earlier, Cowboys, they're now 2 wins against 500-plus teams. Dolphins?
Which is 2 more than the Dolphins have.
Yeah. So, but they did just get kind of embarrassed and some other words that I was going to say too. But man, I think the Cowboys pull this one off. Honestly, I think Cowboys win. It's going to be close, and their defense is kind of going to fall apart. But I think they can outscore them. I think. I don't think the defenses are going to be.
And the Cowboys have a better defense as well.
Yeah, but I do think the defense is going to kind of get put aside.
See if Tyreek Hill plays in this game or not.
If not, that'd be awesome for my fantasy team.
It'd be awesome for your pick as well. I think it has a much more likelihood of happening.
Sure it would be. Cardinals, Bears.
I'll go Chicago.
Yeah, I guess I'll go Chicago.
If it was in Arizona, I'd probably go with the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's kind of. I mean,
both going Bears.
Yeah, it's a bummer game that this happens on the NFL schedule, but it happens sometimes.
At least it's not prime time.
Yeah, another bummer game that is prime time. Patriots Broncos.
I'll go Broncos.
Yeah, let them ride. Let those Broncos ride all over the Patriots.
Broncos have been definitely better the second half of the season. Patriots have been bad the entire year.
Patriots just are like,
although they have looked slightly better the last few weeks,
gold medalists at being hot, steamy garbage
for the 2023.
Yeah, and they've been really doing good at it. Raiders Chiefs, let me tell you, those Raiders,
Christmas morning,
a masterclass last week, just throwing it down, not really letting too much up on offense or on defense until the end. Some garbage time touchdowns, but that
sounds like someone who's about to pick the Raiders.
That offense was just smoking hot. Imagine if I picked the Raiders right now.
I'm imagining it, and I won't have to imagine it for long.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
Dang.
The Raiders are such a bizarre team. Like, what is going on? And they have that little dude back there with the weird mustache.
Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, like why would he try and grow a mustache when it's like very apparent he cannot do that?
He's rocking it.
Like, why would he like just shave your face? Honestly,
it's memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
And he also threw 4 touchdowns. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know if Patrick Mahomes has ever lost to the Raiders before. If he has, it's only been like once. So, I think that's going to continue here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way at all that the Chiefs lose to this. I think, you know what? I do think they get outscored in the first half.
I could see it. I
can also see it. And if the game ended there, I'd pick Raiders.
If they had more points.
If the Raiders had more points and the game ended, all Raiders all day. But I'm going Chiefs just because they're not the Raiders. Giants Eagles.
Yeah, give me Philadelphia. I think they're going to take this one on Christmas, get back right on that 3-game losing streak. I mean, 2 getting blown out back-to-back weeks, and then a close one to a mediocre Seahawks team. So they need this win here on Christmas afternoon.
Close loss.
12-point favorites.
Close loss to a Seahawks team.
That's what I'm saying. Did I say win?
You did say win.
Close loss to that Seahawks team on Monday night. So they need this one to, kind of bounce back. And Giants kind of got embarrassed by the Saints, a real defense.
Yeah, mad unfortunate that the Giants suck so bad. I'm sure they have a lot of fans, but sucks for you guys. Eagles are going to blow you out on Sunday. Monday. It's Christmas afternoon. Got all the presents already. You're preparing for some nice food. You're watching a bit of football, and your team just gets annihilated by a team from Philly.
Yeah, your rivals.
That would suck.
How about Christmas night, though?
How about it? Ending the week on a banger, hopefully. Yeah, Ravens have been looking steamy hot. Niners, best team in football right now.
Yep, they're winning games by like 15 points on average.
It's ridiculous, and their defense has been really showing up. I mean, first little bit of the year there, everyone was like, "Oh, their defense is bad."
They have that remember when they had that 3-game losing streak, and everyone was
they
like,
"They do that."
Everyone was like,
every year.
Bench Brock Purdy, he's terrible.
They do that every year, and
now he's gonna win.
And Nick Bosa, everyone's like, "Oh, he got paid. Now he's bad."
Yep. Yeah, it was just another slow start to the season for the Niners, and they're looking stronger than ever now, even over the last few years.
Yeah, get it, Niners. I'm taking Niners here.
I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens.
Ooh.
Pulling off an upset. Niners are 5.5-point favorites. Lamar Jackson has 4 touchdowns, though. Makes everyone remember that Nick Bosa just got paid. And
Yeah, I think it's going to be
49ers get 0 sacks. That's my prediction.
That's okay. They don't have to have many sacks because CMC ran in 12 touchdowns of his own on the ground.
Speaking of Christian McCaffrey, he needs to be the MVP.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, just think about it. Brock Purdy or Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, and then also Tyreek Hill has been out for a game, and he's not getting to 2,000 yards.
He's fallen behind on that. Dak Prescott just crapped the bed.
Yeah. I mean, the Eagles quarterback, I can't remember his name, but he's kind of garbage now.
He has, I think, like no touchdowns and 2 picks in the last 2 or 3 games.
3 games. He has 600 and some yards.
Passing touchdowns. He has some rushing touchdowns.
No passing touchdowns and like 3 picks in the last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Garbage.
Lamar's the other name that's up there. I mean, if Lamar goes off against the Niners defense, then
sure, but
he keeps himself in the conversation. But give it to CMC. It's been over a decade since a non-quarterback has won it. So
honestly, and he's having a better season than he did last year. He's been consistent when not hurt.
Yep.
He's a baller, and like, I mean, if they don't give it to him and they really want to give it to a quarterback, Josh Allen's out there. He's just like ready to take it.
Yeah, I mean, and I really like Brock Purdy too, but I don't know.
Yeah, and also Josh Allen, because like picks don't mean everything. I mean,
and throw Lamar in there, of course, as well. I mean, he has less passing yards and all that, but he has over 700 rushing yards. So,
yeah.
Allen also has like 12 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah. I saw a video like breaking it down, just how good Allen is. Like he's like number 1 in most categories since he started playing, like after his rookie year.
Yep.
He's number 1 in most categories, like across the board. And he's like number 2 in like completion or something to Mahomes. And like he has like a gigantic arm. He's he's like on site, whatever. You know what I mean?
Accurate.
That's the word I was looking for. He slings the ball.
Go win the Super Bowl, Josh Allen.
Go win the Super Bowl. And then it'd be the second year in a row that the MVP runs the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
That'd be pretty cool. When's the MVP award handed out?
It's the day before the Super Bowl.
Day before the Super Bowl. And, like, is that counting, like, the playoffs too?
Nope. Doesn't count playoffs.
So they don't look at the playoffs.
It's a regular season award. It gets voted on before the playoffs, and then they just announce it at the end there.
Mediocre. Yeah, I really hope CMC gets it. He needs to get it.
I think so.
He's gonna have like 2,500 all-purpose yards by the end of the season.
Yeah,
and man, is he a baller! Like
20 total touchdowns.
He's leading the league, or he's leading fantasy points by a whole frick load now that Hill is out.
Yep,
and he's a running back, so he gets less catches too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just give him the award. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna give it to probably Brock Purdy or some other quarterback, and they're just going to give him the OVP, which is a bit upsetting.
That would be unfortunate.
But that's probably what's going to happen.
We shall see in a couple months' time. We got to go through, obviously, the rest of the regular season and the playoffs.
Yeah, exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching, for tuning in. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed. Love you guys. Love you, David.